Hello, miracle workers! Welcome to another special episode of Unlocking Miracles, Januji's Guide to Life, Love, and Leadership. And for this episode, I have invited somebody who I met in my other organization called Toastmasters. He is an IT consultant in one of the leading IT companies in the world, a husband and a father of two lovely, chubby, and pretty kids. He has authored 4 books. How to be a world-class millennial professional, Dapat May Pera, Financial Lessons from Esau and Jacob, How to Write Reverse Poetry, and How to Write a Kasambahay Contract Without Hiring a Legal Team. Wow! Interesting. A past area director of Toastmasters District 75, that's Philippines, and currently the vice president for education of May Kawayan Toastmasters Club. Friends, help me welcome here at Unlocking Miracles, Mark Edrada. I call him Toastmaster Mark. Hi,
Janice.
Mark.
Hello, Janice. Good day. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening sa mga listeners natin sa podcast mo and sa mga viewers sa YouTube.
Yeah, so we are at Spotify and also in YouTube. And this is a recording, so we don't know kung mapapanood nyo to ng live stream or through recording. So first off, what are you grateful for today, Mark?
Janice, I am grateful for many things. Siguro kapag sinabi ko, enumerate ko lahat ng mga things that I am grateful for, baka maubos yung oras ng episode natin. Pero let's stick with the basics muna. So I am thankful for because I am alive, I breathe, I eat, I am with my family, and I'm doing well emotionally and materially. And most of all, I am thankful for the peace of mind that God has given me. Because for me, peace of mind is not the absence of trouble. It is the presence of God. So yun, Janice, those
Wow.
are the things I am thankful for.
Wow, beautiful. Ngayon lang ako naka-encounter na tao na ang pinagpapasalamat niya ay peace of mind. Di ba? So, I'm sure share mo yan later on sa interview natin. Ano bang mga ginagawa mo para magkaroon ka ng more peace of mind. Ayan. So, yan. For the benefit of our viewers, yan nga, I mentioned, we met sa Toastmasters. How many years ka na Toastmaster, Mark?
10, 10, 11.
So halos magkasabayan pala tayo. I joined year 2010. 2014 pala.
I joined 2014.
2014. So,
So 11 years ako. I joined
mga
20.
ganon din. So, mga nauna ka lang sa akin ng konti siguro. And ever since, you've been a member of Bulacan sa May Kawayan ka talaga.
Yes.
Oo. It's the only club you have or you have other membership?
For now, that's the only club that I'm attending, that I'm member of. So, Mikawayan Toastmasters Club.
Yes. So, and then what's common among us is also he's an author. So, I actually got one of his book, yung first book mo. Tama ba? First book niyan, no?
How
Yung
to be a
How to be
world.
a World-Class Millennial Professional. What made you decide to write this book?
Um, I decided to write this book because I had this particular message. Actually, yung mga laman nitong book na to, ito yung mga compilation ng mga naging speech ko before. I was asked to speak on church and
Mm.
on in my alma mater, the University of Santo Tomas. So kinompile ko yung mga yon into this book. So then I coined it how to be a world-class millennial professional. So from there, kasi I wanted to add value to people. Kasi yun yung ano natin yun yung duty natin as speakers and author, uh, to add value to people. At kung halimbawa merong at least isang tao na may pinagdaraanan, maiahon man nila natin sila in a positive sense, that would be a plus factor for us as communicators.
Yes, thank you for sharing, no? And I'm sure marami ka na blessed with your book, especially yung mga taong medyo hindi pa clear sa kanila kung ano talagang profession yung gusto nila and how they can actually pursue their yung kumbaga their kung ano yung passion nila sa buhay, 'di ba? Yun yung importante natin.
Yes.
Okay. So, I'm interested to know ano ba mga stories yung pwede mong ikwento sa mga viewers natin with regards to miracles, mga favorite miracle stories mo. You
Hmm.
can share 2 to 3 of them. Go
Alright.
ahead, Mark.
2 to 3. So, let's define miracle muna, Janice. So, my first definition of miracle is that miracle is when God suspends the law of nature for your favor. For example, in the Bible, there was this parting of the Red Sea, turning the water into wine, and rising from the dead. So that's my first definition of miracle. When God suspends the natural law for a person's favor. And then the second definition is that miracle happens when God turns your life around for your favor. It could be certain circumstances. In my life, I have many different miracles that has happened in my life. So kung hihingan mo ako ng 2 to 3, siguro sa mga miracles na sasabihin ko sa iyo, miracle na kaya ko palang bigyan ng asawa ko ng magandang lahi. Malaking miracle na 'yun.
Nice. Ang gaganda nga ng mga anak mo. Yes.
So, and then, kidding aside, okay. So, mas mako-consider kong miracle in the recent years, uh, at, in line with my career. Kasi I was working as an IT consultant in a multinational career. It happened in 2020. So alam mo naman yung nangyari in 2020, there was this global health crisis, nagkaroon ng lockdown, recession, which impacted the economy. So in one of our town hall meetings, the company's management officially announced that there would be a temporary change in the company's policy. So there was this no work, no pay policy dun sa previous job ko in such a way that babayaran ka na lang sa hours na trinabaho mo and not for the whole 8 hours. So that official announcement was a shock. I could not blame the company because the company needed to sustain itself. The company needed to survive itself. And 15 minutes after hearing that official announcement, I received a call. Sabi sa call, Hello, Mr. Edrada. I am calling from this company and I will be sending you a job offer via email. So I checked my email. The offer was better than what I was receiving from my previous job. And the rest was history. And then dito sa story na to, lagyan lang natin ng konting backtrack. Naramdaman natin yung global health and economic crisis in March 2020. So 2019 pa lang, I was applying for a new job already, not knowing that the crisis in my previous company would happen. Siguro, God was leading me towards what I should do, especially that time that I was preparing for marriage already. So, ano ba yung lesson na gusto kong i-impart sa mga viewers and listeners natin? Lesson, ask God for direction and redirection. Ask God for discernment. So, in that episode of my life, yun yung kwento ko of miracle. So, that's my first miracle story. The second miracle story happened in 2021. So, in 2021, my mom was diagnosed with nasopharyngeal cancer. Walang makapagsabi kung bakit siya dinapuan ng ganong klaseng karamdaman. Our family had a healthy lifestyle. So, she also had healthy lifestyle. She went to the gym. She ate healthy food. She was not stressed. What happened to her could be probably time and chance. Sabi ni King Solomon nga sa Ecclesiastes 9:11, time and chance, yun yung ginamit niyang term. Kasi there was no known logic about it. Then, my mom underwent different kinds of therapies and treatments. Chemotherapy, radiation therapy, and integrative therapy. And she got well after those cycles of therapies. And then after 2 years, my mom experienced anemia and frequent fatigue. So we decided to admit her to a hospital. The good thing there was that because my wife is a doctor in that hospital, nagkaroon kami ng immediate information on the lab results and diagnostics. So one morning, my wife talked to me with her face downcast. She hugged me and revealed that there was a recurrence and metastasis nung cancer niya. I was just quiet. My wife was teary-eyed, pero nonchalant lang ako. Basta ang sinabi ko na lang na si wife, si Jessa, ang mag-explain kay mom ng findings. Then, my mom's oncologist recommended 3 cycles of chemotherapy. So, pangalawang cycle niya na to ng chemo. Kasi the first one happened in 2021. This happened in 2023. So, yung mga first cycle ng chemo niya happened on my birthday. So, malakas pa siya a few days after the chemo until she could not eat and her BP went down to 70/40. So, we admitted her again. That was January 2, 2024. Na-ICU siya for a few days. We needed to be aggressive kasi we wanted and we were praying for her to survive. January 6, 2024, she was transferred to the regular room so friends and families could visit her. All along, I was praying for a miracle of complete healing. So a group of friends from our church, we are born again Christians, by the way, visited my mom and prayed for her and I. There were also another group of friends ng tita ko from their Methodist church who visited us and prayed. Then January 14, at 7:45 p.m., my mom breathed her last. Pero ang maganda nito, her funeral was the best event I had witnessed. Ang daming churches from born-again and Methodist congregations that volunteered to provide funeral services for my mom. Originally, 1 service per day lang yung pinaschedule ko. There came a time nga na sa isang araw, 3 consecutive funeral services yung nakapila with 30-minute breaks in between. So ako yung na-overwhelmed. So sabi ko na lang, hala, wala na tayong mapapakain sa mga bisita. Yung parang sa story ni Martha and Mary sa Bible. So si Martha, abala sa pagkain. Si Mary, just listening to Jesus' teaching. So sabi na sa akin ng tita ko, kasi tita ko was with me that time, don't worry about them. They are not after the food. They only want to serve. So dito sa funeral experience namin, meron akong observation. Actually, hindi lang siya dun sa funeral episode, kundi pati dun sa ordeal namin sa hospital. Isang observation ko, mas mapapansin mo ang liwanag sa panahon ng kadiliman. Gawin nating analogy, yung sa ilog. Yung ilog, merong baklad yan na tinatawag. I think yun yung tawag nga, baklad. And then sa baklad, merong lampara. So kapag gumabi na, because of that lamp, or light na nandun sa lamp, magkukumpul-kumpul yung mga isda, yung mga seafood, and then mas madaling mahuli yung mga isda. Unlike kapag araw, scattered yung light, scattered din yung mga i-target mo, yung mga isda. So in here, mas mapapansin mo yung liwanag sa panahon ng kadiliman. So mas mapapansin mo yung liwanag ng Diyos kapag ikaw naman sa sitwasyon na puro hamon sa buhay mo. And then during this funeral and the hospitalization of my mom, na-observe ko rin that there were friends who were able to visit every day. And there were friends who were not able to visit, pero lagi kang kinukumusta via messages, at iba't ibang uri ng tao tsaka pagkatao. So ano yung lesson that I want to impart our audience? That we are connected and interconnected with one another. Pag merong nangyari dyan sa kaibigan mo, part of your effort, part of your energy, mawawala sa iyo dahil ibibigay mo sa kaibigan mo. And I appreciate those who were connected and interconnected with us during that time. So, dun sa story na yon ng hospitalization ni mom hanggang sa funeral, the miracle that I could share with you is that I never cried when my mom died. I am the only child in our family and I was close to my mom. Yung mga relatives namin na nandun, todo bantay nga sa akin while it was happening. My wife, Jessa, on the other hand, was pregnant. Kaya we intended to limit her movements. Nabanggit ko kanina, I was praying for a miracle of complete healing, not knowing that the miracle would emanate on me. Ako pala yung nagkaroon ng miracle of complete healing in an emotional sense, even before my mom left this physical consciousness. During the funeral nga, Janice, may mga nagsasabi sa akin na, Mark, ang lakas naman ng loob mo kasi hindi ka umiiyak. So siya sabi ko dun sa eulogy, we are composed of body, soul, and spirit. Our body is this physical body, obviously. Our soul is our personality, our intellect, and our mental and emotional aspects. And the spirit is what will return to God, and it involves our faith. At pinili kong wag maging emotional because I wanted to transcend to the level of the spirit. Emotions are of the soul. Pero Janice, that's for me. That's only for me. To those who are experiencing bereavement, ang masasabi ko, cry if you must. Kasi we need to release it talaga. Pero para sa akin, during that time, ano ang iiyakan ko? Lumaban siya, inilaban ko siya. I did everything I could and I should do para ilaban ang buhay ng nanay ko. And I did not have any guilt on that. Parang yung sa story ni King David sa Old Testament. Nung may sakit ang anak niya, nagdasal siya ng nagdasal. Ginawa niya yung mga pwede niyang gawin para gumaling yung anak niya. Iniyakan niya pa yon. Nung ibinalita sa kanya ng tauhan niya na namatay na yung bata, yung anak niya, ano ginawa ni King David? Nag-ayos siya, naglinis siya, kumain siya, kasi ginawa niya na yung lahat ng mga dapat niyang gawin. So, ano yung lesson na may bibigay natin from that story? Mahalin ang mga mahal sa buhay. Gawin ang mga pwedeng gawin para pasayahin ang buhay ng mga mahal natin sa buhay. Sabihin natin ang magandang dapat sabihin sa mahal sa buhay and treasure their reaction habang buhay pa sila. Hindi yung sasabihin na lang kung ano yung maganda during the eulogy. Kasi they will no longer hear it, they will no longer feel it. Isa pang miracle, Janice, sabi nga sa Proverbs 31, the woman of noble character can laugh at the days to come. Having an emergency fund saved us from a lot of troubles. Naging malakas yung loob namin to avail the recommended procedure kasi merong pondo, merong emergency fund. Plus, naniniwala kaming God provides. In whatever form it is, God provides. Period. God provides. On the other hand, my dad had mobility issues. So, the support he could give us was prayers. At malaking factor yung panalangin niya para harapin yung mga ganong klase ng hamon. So, ano yung lesson na i-share natin sa ating mga listeners and viewers? Have an emergency fund. Makakatulong din kapag meron tayong health insurance. Easier said than done sa maraming nakikinig sa atin na maghanda ng emergency fund. Kasi nasa maayos na estado naman tayo ng pamumuhay. Which I really thank God for. Anyway, lahat naman nung meron tayo, galing kay God, galing sa Diyos natin. So, wala tayong dapat na ipag-brag because it's all coming from God. Pero maraming kababayan natin, ang masisipag talaga, totoo yan, masisipag talaga yung mga kababayan natin, kumakayod araw-araw para sa arawang sweldo. At kailangan nilang unahin yung pangangailangan nila sa araw-araw. Sa ngayon, ang magagawa natin ay manalangin para umiran ang humanidad sa atin, umiran ang humanidad sa mga leader natin, umiran yung humanidad sa lipunan in general. Kung meron tayong maitutulong para sa talagang deserving tulungan, gawin natin. So, ayun. Yun yung nangyari sa mom ko, sa amin, sa family namin. Pero despite in spite of those happenings, I'm still thankful. Bakit? I'm thankful because this happened when I was still physically and mentally strong. Kasi ako yung gumagawa ng mga legwork. My dad had mobility issues kaya limited din yung mga physical movements niya. Jess at that time was pregnant kaya hindi siya pwedeng kumilos na kumilos. And I'm also thankful because the physical death happened to my parent at hindi sa akin. Don't get me wrong. Kasi ang pinakamasakit na mangyari sa isang magulang ay yun ay mawalan ng anak. Sa anak, masakit na mawalan talaga ng magulang. Pero when the nature takes its course, mauna talaga ang magulang na mawala sa mundo. Isa pang pinagpapasalamat ko dun sa nangyari is that I was freed from a lot of fears. Dati kasi, Janice, kung alam mo lang, takot na takot na takot ako pumunta sa mga patay. Magkamatayan na pero hindi ako pupunta sa patay, liban na lang kung wala talaga akong choice. I went alone sa funeral home para i-check up yung makeup ni mom. Imagine a room full of caskets na may laman inside. Nandun ako, tapos iniwan ako ng staff. So ako lang mag-isa with the caskets and the corpse. Then when the casket was transferred to the chapel, ako lang din mag-isa. Kasi that time, Jessa needed to fix something for the funeral according to her limited capacity. So, dahil ako lang mag-isa doon sa chapel, message kagad ako sa mga relatives ko na samahan ako doon. And my mom was cremated. So, yung urn niya, yung ashes niya, nandun sa columbarium. So, pinupuntahan ko siya sa columbarium every month. Imagine, Janice, mag-isa ka dun sa columbarium with hundreds of urns na nandun. Iba yung aura, iba yung frequency, iba yung energy na mararamdaman mo. So, tamang-tama nga, this is being aired during the All Souls Day. So, can you imagine that? And my life has been a chain of events na ipagpapasalamat ko talaga sa Diyos. Minsan nga, Janice, alam mo ba, tinatanong ko si God, Lord, bakit po nangyayari sa akin ang mga magagandang bagay na to? Kahit sa paningin ng iba, it was really challenging. Siguro, totoo nga yung sinabi ni Maria von Trapp sa 1965 movie na Sound of Music. Ang sabi niya doon, somewhere in my youth or my childhood, I might have done something good. So ano yung lesson na pwede nating ibahagi sa mga nakikinig sa atin? Strive in doing good. Our world is full of causes and effects. When this ordeal was happening to us, I told God that whatever happens, kakapit ako sa Kanya. Kasi that time, wala akong ibang masusulingan at wala akong ibang masusisilungan, kundi ang ating God Most High. We can never replace a loved one. Totoo yan, we can never replace a loved one. Pero this same year, my second daughter was born. Remember, I said mom breathed her last at 7:45 p.m. My second daughter breathed her first at 7:45 a.m. And Janice, as we unlock a couple of miracles, balikan natin yung definition ko kanina ng miracles. So, yung first definition, miracle happens when God suspends the law of nature in a person's favor. So, did God suspend the natural law in favor of me? It seems yes. Because on my limited point of view, based on my limited point of view, yung mawalan ka ng nanay, naka-close mo, tapos walang nasisikret na luha from my lacrimal glands, and I felt that my muscles were relaxed, I count it as a miracle. And second definition ng miracle is that miracle happens when God turn your life around for your own favor. So, did God turn my life around in favor of me? Definitely yes. Because of the different points of views I shared with you.
Wow, beautiful. Para ako nakinig ng isang mahabang Switch from Toastmaster Mark. I love it. May
Learnings.
lessons pa tayo, no? I just want to honor you and appreciate you, Mark, for sharing your heart with us. I know what you went through with the loss of your mom is not easy, but you made it so light. You made us parang comforting. Parang, you made it parang easy to accept. No? So,
Mhm.
because I too lost a loved one. Si Papa namatay 2017. I believe nung time na yon, iniyak din naman ako but hindi yun talagang ano, because tama ka dun sa sinabi mo na when you have said your I love yous and your sorries and your thank yous and naparamdam mo naman na ginawa mo naman yung best mo para maparamdam mo sa kanya na mahal mo siya, I think no regrets, no resentments, no,
So,
and easier to accept their passing. In fact, mas matutuwa ka pa nga kasi alam mong wala ng pain, wala ng suffering kasi si Papa no'n 16 long years siyang in pain and disability. So, alam mo yung feeling na parang napapagod na rin and gusto na rin talagang finally mamahinga, pero lumalaban kasi nga ano, parang for the family gusto niya pa rin talagang mag-stay on. Pero may hangganan talaga ang buhay. And sabi nga nila 'di ba, una-unahan lang 'yan. Kaya
oh,
the pandemic actually made us realize that we must be prepared. Every day of our life is a blessing. Ang buhay natin ay hiram lamang, 'no? And the moment that we realize that our life is just a borrowed one, we will really make it a point that we will make the most out of it. And yun yung nakita ko sa story mo, Mark, when you shared na talagang, ah you are making the most out of your life by serving your family, serving your church. You're very active in your church and even in our community in Toastmasters. And I think yun yung gusto nating ma-impart sa mga tao na yes, there are bad things that are happening every single day, but let's try to focus also, no, yung perspective natin. Ano naman yung mga dapat nating ipagpasalamat at maging ano tayo, positive about. Kasi mas marami naman talagang magandang nangyayari. Minsan lang madalas ay nate-taken for granted and
mm.
mas nagfo-focus tayo sa problema, sa challenges, 'no. So, ang ganda ng mga shinare sa'tin ni Mark. Okay. So I'm sure marami kayong lessons na na-pick up. I'm encouraging you to like put it in the comment section para we also get to know ano yung nag-resonate sa inyo sa story ni Mark. And of course, I'm giving the opportunity to Mark to share any of his social media accounts para baka gusto niyo pong makausap si Mark ng personal or makapagtanong sa kanya. Yan. Feel free to share your social media accounts. Where can they follow you, Mark?
Okay, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. So, pangalan ko lang Mark Wilson Edrada. And then, ayan, you may message me anytime. Nagre-reply naman ako. And then, share ko na lang din yung ano yung mga e-books ko, Janice, tsaka book.
Yes, oo.
So,
Saan ba siya makukuha, yung mga books mo?
okay. Makukuha sa www.payhip.com/Mark Edrada. I think nasa description box below.
Yes, oo, lalagay natin 'yan.
And then ito yung sa mga books ko, How to be a World-Class Millennial Professional, and then How to Write Reverse Poetry. So these books are available naman on Amazon.
Amazon.
Yes.
'Yan. So, are you writing a new one? Do you have
Yes, I'm
plans of
writing a
writing a
new
new one?
one. I'm targeting to publish it in uh, in December.
Oh, so yun pareho tayo. I have an upcoming book din.
Oh,
Pero, plano ko ma-release ko na siya this month. Hindi ko lang alam
right.
kung aabot. Pero definitely this last quarter din. So,
See,
what's the book all about?
about a skill in writing a book.
About writing a book.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay, 'yan. So, look forward to that. Reach out
And I'm looking
to
forward
Mark.
also to your book, Janice. Like,
Yes, exchange
kung
books
paano
tayo.
makakaabot. Yes.
Okay, di kaya I'm very excited because while I'm writing my book, I'm also coaching two 3 authors write their own books. So
Alright,
nagsusulat din sila ng libro nila. So I've shared in the podcast that I launched my very first 100 days book writing challenge.
Hmm,
So yung mga natutunan natin sa journey natin ng pagiging author, we're also sharing it to some people na
yes.
gusto rin nila maging dream din nila maging author, makapag-iwan din sila ng legacy of their stories. So that's why, I launched this 'no, so para bless tayo ng maraming tao and, ma-inspire natin yung mas maraming tao. Kasi siyempre iba na yung challenges natin ngayong panahon na 'to. 'Di ba, lahat ng tao medyo talagang struggle talaga sila financially and also yung mentally, emotionally. Yung sabi ko nga, yung kaya natuwa ko yung sinabi mo na you're very grateful about peace of mind. Bago tayo, before we end, any tips that you have, for our viewers who are struggling emotionally and mentally and paano ba nila ma-achieve yung peace of mind na na-achieve mo?
Okay. Peace of mind, talagang ang pinaka-ultimate tip ko sa mga nakikinig sa'tin, sa nanonood sa'tin, kapit kay God. Kapit kay God, meditate, pray to God, ask God on what you want. Kasi 'di ba, ask, seek, and knock. So, ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be open to you. So, kung ano yung mga gusto mo, mga kailangan mo, yung mga dinadaing mo sa buhay mo, kapit ka kay God. Katulad sa'kin, sabi ko nga 'di ba kanina, yung I was asking for complete healing kay mom, pero it reflected on me, emanated on me na complete healing in a sense na emotional yung sa akin. So, yun, first and ultimate, tip, kapit kay God. And then second, establish a support system din kasi ay maaaring kaya mo mag-isa, pero mas kakayanin mo, mas mapapadali kung meron kang mga support system like your trusted friend, family, trusted kasi siyempre hindi natin maiiwasan na merong, toxicity rin naman within the family. So, kung sino yung mga tingin mong tumatay yung family mo or kaibigan mo talaga, confide with them because multiply friends multiply our joy and divide our sorrow. So, ayun, yun yung tips na maibibigay ko.
Yan, ang ganda nung tips na shinare ni Mark. So, I think that's the ultimate foundation. I myself, I've been practicing meditation early in the morning. I wake up at 4, before 4 AM. I do 1 hour silent meditation. And nung una, I struggle, I resist. Kasi sabi ko parang hindi ko kakayanin to because I'm a evening person. I'm a night
Mm,
person talaga. But talagang it's a decision that you have to make. And
mm,
tama yung sinabi mo to surround yourself with supportive people. So I'm able to do this consistently because I have a supportive group. So meron akong mga kadamay. And nakaka-inspire din sila because they also share their stories of miracles whenever they do. Because ultimately, we kaya tayo nakaka-experience siguro ng mga or how we respond. Kasi lahat naman tayo nakaka-experience ng problema and challenges, right? But ultimately, iba-iba tayo ng how we respond to it. Oh,
yes.
so kung emotional ka nga, madalas you respond negatively. But in your case, you know that you have trust in God that He is taking care of everything and He is in full control of everything. Hindi ka negatively magre-respond kasi you know that everything works for the good. 'Di ba na may dahilan siya sa mga 'yan.
Hmm.
Hindi lang natin alam. We will later find out. And yun, so that's our sharing for our viewers who
Dagdag ko
have
lang
been.
Janice,
Yeah,
dagdag
sige,
ko
meron ka pa gusto idagdag?
yeah, naisip ko lang, kasi 'di ba we are composed of body, soul, and spirit.
Yes.
Kasi kung body, soul, and spirit, sabihin natin ang body material and then soul and then spirit. Soul more on mental, emotional, and spirit more on faith. So for me, eto sa akin lang 'to, hindi naman 'to strict, hindi naman 'to doctrine. So for me, napapansin ko lang, for example, ah, naka-focus ka sa kawalan mo ng pera. So materially, in the
Yes.
body, wala kang pera, yun yung maiisip mo na wala kang pera nga talaga. So, susunod yung emotion mo. And then,
Yes.
parang mag magiging question mark sa'yo yung faith mo kay God. Kasi inuuna mo
Mm.
yung body. Whereas kung unahin mo yung spirit, faith muna. So, I have a faith. I have this kind of faith in God and God provides. Yun yung isipin natin in the level of the soul. So, emotionally, ang magre-resonate sa atin is nandyan si God, uh, preparing for us, providing for us. And then, it will manifest in your life without you na nahihirapan ka na hindi ko naman masasabi effortless, pero ma-appreciate mo na meron kang food in the table, meron kang work that could provide you income or business that could provide you income, and so on and so forth. So for me, unahin natin yung level of faith, then it will be followed by the emotion and the mental capacities and intellect and personality itself sa soul. And then dun pa lang papasok yung body, yung physical, yung material world natin. So for me,
Yan.
una si
Beautiful. Yun yung hierarchy na
yes,
fina-follow ni Mark. So, it's up to you guys if you would also like to, follow that 'no. So, I think, uh, it makes sense. Kasi talaga naman we are all spirit in a physical form, 'di ba? So, and yun nga, if you come to think of it, we were created in His image and likeness. So, sobrang hindi kung talagang may tiwala naman talaga tayo sa kanya, hindi naman niya talaga tayo pababayaan. It so happen lang na minsan matigas ang ulo natin, pasaway tayo, at tayo rin naman ang nagke-create ng mga problema natin 'no. Like example, simple lang 'no, like yung mga sakit-sakit natin sa katawan, mga ano, it brought about by unhealthy living, unhealthy eating, pagpupuyat, 'di ba? And kung tama lang yung mga choices na ginawa natin in the past, then hindi natin na-experience, eh, hindi ko alam kung na-experience mo na ngayon 'yan sa edad nating 'to. Pero alam mo yun, hindi naman yung ginawa mo kahapon ay may impact na kaagad ano,
yes,
it takes years. So kung na-experience mo yung hindi maganda ngayon, it was because yung mga wrong or maling decisions mo in 10 years ago, ngayon mo siya
mm,
nai-experience. So kaya invest in good health, invest in relationships, 'di ba?
yes,
Kasi sabi mo nga yung
totoo.
community, it's very important. How you surround yourself with good people will impact how you will live your life. Kasi kung puro toxic people lang laging naka-surround sa'yo, and you become them as well. Kaya mas maganda talaga na you invest also in relationships. And ako naman personally, I I also subscribe to really servicing 'no, kasi kung problema mo ang pera, service first, money will follow. Ayan
Yun.
naman ang aking paniwala na para mag-serve ka muna kay Lord and
Mm,
making sure na hindi ka niya pababayaan talaga, magugulat ka na lang. Merong dadating sa'yong mga blessings. And if you really focus on something that is good, something that is abundant, 'di ba? Yun din naman yung talagang maa-attract mo or ma-e-experience mo along the way. I think magkakaroon tayo ng part 2 ng podcast na 'to because ang dami kong nakukuhang nuggets of wisdom from Mark. Sigyan natin ang schedule natin, and I'm so grateful to you, Mark, because pinaunlakan mo yung invitation ko in spite of both of our busy schedules, naisingit natin 'tong, talagang 'tong time for us to talk and to share. Because ultimately, the reason why I started this podcast a year ago during my birthday is I really want to spread positivity,
mm,
inspiration to more people. Whether isa lang 'yan, dalawa lang 'yan, siyempre, we we are just instruments or channels of blessings by the Lord. So whatever we experience, whatever blessings, whatever hindi magagandang nangyayari sa atin, but we pick up a lesson out of it, i-share pa rin natin 'yan because we ultimately gusto natin mas marami rin naman talaga ang maging maayos yung buhay nila, and they try to focus on, doing what is good.
mm.
Kasi sabi nga ni Mark kanina, we are all interconnected 'no, so kung you're doing bad things, may impact yan sa mga tao na nasa paligid mo rin. So, yeah, choose to be good and choose to do the right things. Yeah, that's it for this episode. Thank you very much, Mark. Yan, please reach out to
Yes.
Mark. Definitely marami kayong matututunan sa kanya and you'll be able to add value to you. And as an invitation to you, let's continue to unlock more miracles in our lives and be a blessing to more people. Cheers and see you in the next one. Bye.
Okay.